maximum from 0 to 4, it will be the maximum from 0 to 2, and then from 3 to 4. Now, this is the
So
reason
we
I
are live.
divided them into two halves,
Am
such
I
that you get the maximum of
audible?
the left half and get the maximum of the right half.
Let's
And
try to
eventually,
भाई
the
शांत
maximum of
हो
the
पूरा.
entire half will be the maximum.
Okay, finally we are live. Sorry guys, आज stream बहुत ज़्यादा लेट हो गई है क्योंकि यहाँ लाइट चली गई थी. So I'm really unlucky for this. And finally we are live. And tomorrow is my assessment. Infosys DSE SP role मेल भी आ गया है. कल 10 बजे से मेरा एग्जाम है. And let's see what we can do today. And बहुत अनलकी फील कर रहा हूँ यार आज मैं. कुछ लोगों का ना आज एग्ज़ाम होने वाला था लेकिन उनका एग्ज़ाम पोस्टपोन हो गया. अगर उनका एग्ज़ाम आज ही हो जाता तो मुझे थोड़ा आइडिया मिल जाता कि कैसे क्वेश्चंस आने वाले हैं. बट वी आर क्लूलेस एज ऑफ नाउ. एंड फॉर दोज जिनका असेसमेंट होने वाला है कल या परसों, आई विल बी शेयरिंग माई एक्सपीरियंस कल के एग्ज़ाम के बाद through the live stream. So I hope you guys will join me tomorrow after the exam. And let's see what we can do today before the exam. Am I audible? या ये भी चेक करना पड़ता है कि स्क्रीन पे मैं दिख भी रहा हूँ या नहीं. Let's go. Without wasting time. आज ज़्यादा कुछ नया नहीं करने वाले. आज बस रिवाइज करेंगे हम. आज ज़्यादा कुछ नया नहीं करने वाले. आज बस रिवाइज करेंगे हम. Only thing is segment trees के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. And then we will be revising array, string and typical problems that Infosys ask, and some tree and graph problems, standard tree graph problems. That is what we are supposed to do today. Bluetooth. Power off क्या हो रहा है. Okay, now we are good to go. If you guys also have your assessment tomorrow, ping me in the live chat. And how is your preparation going? And right now we are learning about segment trees. Hey Vamsavardhan, hello. Sorry, I was not looking into the chat. Thank you so much, buddy. And let's
Maximum of the left and the maximum
continue.
of the right half. So we can easily write 8 over here. Now let's calculate the right half. So what is the maximum from 5 to 5? That is 5. What is the maximum from 6 to 6? That is 3. So what is the maximum from 5 to 6? We can say this as 5. Now what is the maximum from 7 to 7? That is 9. So what is the maximum from 5 to 7? That is 9. Similarly, we can fill the other
Okay,
halves too. From 8
Vamsavardhan,
to 8, it will be
thanks for
6.
coming
From 9 to 9, it will be 10.
every
So
day.
the maximum of 6 and 10 will be 10.
कल 10:25 से है मेरा assessment. Okay. Bye. Good night, Vamsavardhan. Have your sleep. And today I can't sleep.
And the maximum of 9 and 10 will understand that. So the segment tree in its root stores the summation And for every query, you are given two integers, that is L and R. And your task is to print the maximum in the range L and R. So from 1 to 2, you have to print the maximum. So if you take the range 1 to 2, consider it as 0 indexing, the maximum is 4 for this. For 2 to 5, the maximum is 7. For 4 to 8, again, the maximum is 7. So what is the brute force way of doing it? The brute force way is very easy. You range from L and R to find the minimum, the value. So we can please. Now what if n is around 10 to the power 5 and q is the machine cannot handle? The resultant of a given range in a given index in an array. Now let's understand that. So the segment tree in its root stores the summation between 0th index and the 9th index. Now if we consider zero-based indexing of the segment tree, this root node is marked as 0. So this root node has two children. Now, since the root node has the indexing of 0, its children will always have the indexing as 2 into index of parent plus 1. This is the left child, and the right child will always have the indexing as 2 into index plus 2. So if this is 0, this will become 2 into 0 plus 1. So that is 1. And this becomes 2 into 0, that is 0 plus 2, 2. Now the left child stores the resultant between the range 0 and 4, and the right child stores the resultant between 5 and 9. So how do we get this? It's very easy. Whatever is this and this, you simply add it and divide it by 2. So the value that you get is 4. So from 0 to 4, you take the left children, and from 5 to 9, you take the right children. Similarly, 0 and 4 gets divided into two children. So what will be its index number? It will be again 2 into 1 plus 1, that is 3. And the right index will be 2 into 1 plus 2, that is 4. Similarly, the right children gets divided into two children. Now what will be the index of that children? It will be 2 into 2 plus 1, that is 5. 2 into 2 plus 2, that is 6. What will be the range that this children will be storing? It will be from 0 to 2. Why? Because 0 plus 4 by 2 is 2. So from 0 to 2. And this one stores the range between 3 to 4. Similarly, what will be this storing? 5 plus
सॉरी
9 by
सर
2. So that is nothing but 7. So we
आपको
can say
कॉल
from
बैक
5
कर
to 7.
कॉल
And
बैक
the
किया
right
था
one
आप
stores
बिजी
from
थे
8 to 9. Now this node gets divided into 2. So what will be its index number? It will be 2 into 3 plus 1, that is 7. And the right one becomes 8. So what range will it be storing? The left one stores
ओके
from 0 to 1, and the right one stores from 2 to 2.
हे
Similarly,
रैक
this node also divides itself into two children. So the left one is indexed
हेलो
as 9, and the right one is indexed as 10. And it stores the range between 3 to 3, and this stores the range between 4 to 4.
हे रैक आर यू आल्सो प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर इन्फोसिस व्हेन इज योर एग्जाम शेड्यूल्ड हो
Similarly, the fifth node also gets divided into two children. Now the first one index number, so this 15, and this stores from 5 to 6. That is 24. So this is our segment tree. Now at 0 to 0, when the left and the right are equal, that means they only have one element range. So 0 to 0 means this this one. So we can say that that is 8. Now 1 to 1 has 2. So can we say that from 0 to 1, the maximum will be the maximum of 8 and 2? Yes, we can say that. So we fill that up. Now from 2 to 2, what is the value? That is 5. So can we say that from 0 to 2, if we find the maximum from 0 to 1 and find the maximum from 2 to 2, we'll get the answer. So we can easily say that the maximum is the maximum of 8 and 5. That is 8. So if we want to fill 3 to 3, what will be the maximum? That will be 1 because the array element itself. Now what will be from 4 to 4? 4 itself. So what will be the maximum from 3 to 4? It will be the maximum between these two nodes. That is 4. So what will be the maximum from 0 to 4? It will be the maximum from 0 to 2 and then from 3 to 4. Now this is the reason we divided them into two halves such that you get the maximum of the left half and get the maximum of the right half. And eventually the maximum of the entire half will be the maximum of the left and the maximum of the right half. So we can easily write 8 over here. Now let's calculate the right half. So what is the maximum from 5 to 5? That is 5. What is the maximum from 6 to 6? That is 3. So what is the maximum from 5 to 6? We can say this as 5. Now what is the maximum from 7 to 7? That is 9. So what is the maximum from 5 to 7? That is 9. Similarly, we can fill the other halves too. From 8 to 8, it will be 6. From 9 to 9, it will be 10. And the maximum of 6 and 10 will be 10. And the maximum of 9 and 10 will be 10. And we can say the maximum of 8 and 10 is 10. If you carefully look around, the node actually stores the maximum of the entire range. If you want the maximum of the entire range, that is 10. If you want the maximum between 5 and 7, what will be it? It will be 9. So that is what it stores. So the segment tree is a kind of tree structure, but you can store it in an array. Why? Because you have the index between how to get range this. Now it does. So we do this nodes 8. This and 8. So what we will do is we'll move to the left and move to the right. So 5, what is the value of 6 and 9? We can, that's very easy. Initially, you start with the node index 0. So what we need initially is the array. Now what I will do is I will initialize everything globally so that I don't have to carry them in the functions. Let's assume the maximum size is 10 to the power 5. The next step is take the array as the input. We have to build the segment tree. So we start building from the root. So let's create a function build. Now we know we start building it from the root. So let's call the first variable as the index of the root, that is 0. And the range, let's take it as low and high. So initially we know the range will be from 0 to n minus 1. Now let's write the function. So build function will build my segment tree. So initially it takes index as 0 because that is the first node which stores the range from 0 to n minus 1. So at first, let's build the segment tree. So we know that initially we were computing mid. So if you check out from 0 to 9, we went to 0 to 4 and we went to 5 to 9. So if you carefully observe, it's something which you did in merge 2. So we can call the build function for the left children. So for that, the value will be 2 into index plus 1 and it will be low comma mid. And for the right, we can call it as build of 2 into index plus 2 and from mid plus 1 to high. Now this is the building step. Now what is the last step where you stop? So if you carefully observe, you always stopped at 0, 0, 1, 1. So we can say at any time low is equal to high. We simply stop. So we can say the base case will always be low equal to high. At that moment, we have to stop. Now, whenever we are stopping, we know that the segment tree will store the value of the array. So the segment tree's index is segment tree of n, and the value of the array is a of low. So you've stored it. So once you've done it, you can simply return and break out of the function. Now, once this base case is performed, so this recursion call will be over, and it has to backtrack. Now, when we were backtracking, what did we do? Now, this is index. This is 2 into index plus 1. This is 2 into index plus 2. Now, whenever we were backtracking, we were storing the value of the maximum of the left and the maximum of the right at the index. So we do the similar thing. So we write seg of index will be the maximum of seg of left one, that is 2 into index plus 1, and the right one, that is 2 into index plus 2. So once you write this piece of code, your segment tree is ready now. Now what you need to do is you need to query. So let's take the queries. So you know that you have L and R and you have to query in the segment tree. So let's write the query function. Now the query function always returns an integer, that is the maximum value. So we take integer query. Now we know that compare if I'm searching for the maximum. Now if
a question, please find the sum between two indices. Okay, So what are the indices? We all know indices 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say you're given a question, find the sum of all the elements between the index number 2 and index number 5. So means this all sum. This sum we need to find. 8 plus 2 plus 7 plus 16. Very easy. Now I ask you this question and I'm like, how do you do it? Now it's very simple. Start the pointer from index number 2 and take the pointer till index number n and keep a sum of all this. So in worst case, what we build the time complexity? Worst case would be sum all the numbers. So worst case would be sum all the numbers one by one, O of n. Time complexity for this one. Right? Sounds good? Best case time complexity, you're only asking for one element. Find the sum of all the numbers in between index number 2 and index number 2, which is index number 8. Sorry, number 8 at index number 2. So this one, for that, time complexity is what? Constant. So worst case, best case, simple way by which you can take the sum. Right. That's the problem. Good enough. Find O of log n solution. And that solution is segment tree. So I'll also tell you when to use segment trees, okay? Right. Okay, so how can we solve it with segment trees and what is segment tree? Let's take a look at that. Right. So if I talk about segment tree, then let me first briefly tell you what it is. Then we'll dive into the infrastructure, architecture, whatever you want to call it, like the theory implementation and the intuition, like Kunal, when to use a segment tree. So segment tree basically means, in simple terms, you perform some query on a range. So it's very important, on a range. So when you're given questions like find the maximum, so this is an intuition point of view. So when are you going to use segment trees? I'm answering that now. When you're given a question that works on range, like performing a function or query on a given range, that can be anything. Sum of all the numbers in the range, maximum item in the range, average of the range, minimum item in the range, product of all the numbers in the range, so on and so forth. So types of questions, if interviewer is giving the question, okay, you have an array, don't worry about how segment trees work right now. Let me first explain to you the basic need for it, then we'll see how it works and everything. Forget about the, don't worry about how it's structured and how it's happening, we'll do that. So question is given to you. Given an array, find the sum of all the numbers between two indices, segment tree. Find the product of all the numbers between two indices, segment tree. Find the maximum number between a range of two indices, like between index number 2 and index number 5. Find the maximum number, segment tree. Find the average of all the numbers between two indices, segment tree. So now I hope it is clear when to use segment trees. Okay, move forward. That's one thing. And perform on a range in O of log n time. How we got O of log n? Obviously we will take it. Obviously we'll look at it. Okay, now one more thing is that the update method, update function, is also O of log n time, because it doesn't make sense. Let's say Kunal, you're of n, then there's no point, no? There's no point until and unless data is, sorry, take an example. So segment tree, one more thing I'll write over here is segment tree. I'll just write it on this page. Segment tree is a binary tree. Binary tree means what? Every node has maximum 2 children, which has information about the intervals as well as the operation we are performing. Is find the sum contains. Let's see what the node contains. According to the definition, it's very simple. Node is going to contain two things. Looks like a pokeball. Anyway, node is going to contain two things. It's going to contain the interval information. Let's say interval number 1 and 5, for example. And it's going to contain the answer of that interval, the query on that interval. What is the query of the interval? Sum. So by default, the root node is going to have all the intervals. So interval 0 till 7. What is the sum of all the elements from 0 till 7? If you calculate, it's 27. Query, interval. This is how every node will look like. Query and interval. Okay. Sounds good? Make sense? So segment tree, binary tree, and yeah, pretty cool stuff. And every node represents the query and a range. And how we build this binary tree, we'll take a look at later. And let's say I divide it here, this and this. So array indices 0 till 3, array indices 4 to 7. What is the sum of indices from 0 till 3? If you calculate it, it's 24. What is the sum from 4 till 7? If you calculate it, it's 3. Again divide it. Again divide it. So now you have 0, 3. If you divide it, you'll get what? This and this, this and this 0 comma 1 2 comma 3 and 4 comma 5 6 comma 7 divided all by 2. So this is 0 comma 1 2 comma 3 4 comma 5 6 comma 7. What is the sum? Sum of elements between 6 and 7 is 13. 4 and 5 is minus 10. 2 and 3 is again 13, and 0 and 3 is 0 and 1 is 11. Okay, again divided by 2. Now when you divide it by 2, you can see it will only have one element. Some is lying on the left hand side, some is lying on the right hand side. Don't worry, I'll take a look at it. But there's obviously one 2 and minus 1. We did this in the previous lecture, so just a recap. Okay, if you want to learn how we are getting this number, check the previous video. 7 comma 6 comma minus 2 minus 8 4 and 9. Okay, indices 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Looks good. Now let's say this is the tree that we have created. Very simple stuff. So we have to find the sum between two indices. Here you have three cases. Okay, you will have three cases. So for example, let's say you want to find the query in the interval 2 comma 6. So 2 comma 6 is this thing. Okay, let's say that's the question. Sum. So we will see, since these array indices are divided into 2 2, then whatever index you may give, index range, you know that sometimes you start obviously the answer you want. So I know that minus 10 is definitely going to be a part of my answer, because it's very common sense. Interval 2 comma 6, you want the sum. I can say that, for example, this is equal to multiple intervals. Interval 2 comma 3 plus interval 4 comma 6, for example, 4 comma 5 plus interval 6 comma 6, etc. Many cases. It can be any case. I'm just giving an example. Example only. So three cases, what did we see? Case number 1 is, let's say, what is case number 1? I'll write all the cases down here. Case number 1 is node interval lies inside my query interval. Node interval, which is in the tree, is inside query interval. Example 4 comma 5, this one. Okay, in that case, what do you do? Just return the answer, because we need it, we have included it, so we need it. Okay, so I'll just say return the answer, return the value as we need it. Case number 2, we're just seeing the type of possible cases. This is what we did in linked list and other also. Node interval is, let's say, completely outside the query interval. Okay, is completely
Now, am I audible? I should be. Yes, I am. Okay, let's go. We are trying to generate a prompt using AI for Copilot. Segmentary concepts to solve coding problems, specifically covering all the Infosys asked by Infosys for SP and DSE roles. It's coding and review prompts. Okay, so here's the prompt to generate a complete segmentary learning guide for Infosys SPDSC. Super easy explanation how the segmentary works. Range query. Range queries, breaking the array into segments, how merging works, tree building idea, height, space, time, complexity. Building a segmentary step by step, performing range queries, sum, min, max, and updating segment trees. Okay, all segmental patterns asked. Okay, range sum query. Okay, point updates, range minimum maximum query, range query on frequency count, range query on GCD. Okay, let's open our Copilot. Where is our Copilot in VS Code? Is it visible? Yes, it is. Let's go. So here, let's create another folder. We're gonna put that 7 inside that we are creating segment trees. txt, and here we have a copilot, and let's paste it here. Also, let's review the prompt. Create a extremely easy to understand, focused on, okay. Mm, okay, let's go plots on at 4.5. Let's run it. And what I wanted to do, hmm, it has generated the response and it's looking good. Segment 3 complete learning guide for Infosys DSE interview preparation. This guide is designed for, okay, 5 days. Understanding and building, querying, updating pattern. So real world problem, imagining a scoreboard with 100,000 player scores in an array. Scores are this. The game organizer keeps asking what is the total score from 10 players to 50 player range query. Player 25 just scored 5 more points. Update it. Point update. What's the highest score between player 100 and 200 range query? Okay, and they ask these questions thousands of times during the game. Brute force fails because the time complexity is very high. Range sum query, sum from index L to R. रेंज सम ठीक है I is equals to L, I less than R. ठीक है. Point update, time complexity, querying loops through range, update, change one element. Okay, if you have Q is equals to 100,000 queries, each query will take O of n time, total time will be very large. Okay, and our program will be very slow. Is a binary tree segment tree where segment trees shine. A क्या कर रहा हूँ यार मैं? A segment tree is a binary tree data structure that pre-processes the array into segments, stores the aggregate information sum, min, max, etc. for each segment, answers range queries in log of n time, updates value in log of n time. That is also in log of L, big O of log n. Okay. So building tree can be done in big of n, and queries can be done in log of n times. So with 100,000 queries, it is much faster than brute force. So let's see the mental model. Imagine a knockout tournament with 8 players, champion, winner, winner 1, winner 2, winner, okay, quarter and players. So there are 8 players. Okay, key idea, each leaf individual player array element. So the leaf players are the array element. We will start with the array elements and we'll start adding them to make the next level or the quarters. Internal node, winner of a match, aggregated value. To find the strongest player in the range P2 to P6, you don't check all the players, you just check the relevant nodes in the tree. Okay, so if we have the array, we will just create this tree using this array. And if the array has 8 elements, so what we will do, we will convert it into the tree. So if we want the sum or the maximum or minimum from 1 to first to the last element, we will just return the main node. Okay, it consists of the all the elements. Okay, it means the complete range, and the nodes below the root node will be consisting of the left and the right part of the tree. Okay, now I'm getting it. अब थोड़ा clear idea लग रहा है. So, and when we want just 2, we will return w1. Okay, if it is very simple. मेल नहीं आया क्या प्रियांशी? 10 बजे से है एग्जाम, तो अब तो मैं सोऊंगा 5 बजे. ऐसा नहीं है, बट सो जाऊंगा जल्दी. थोड़ी सी राहत है कि एग्जाम जल्दी नहीं है, मतलब असेसमेंट जल्दी नहीं है, तो जल्दी नहीं भागना पड़ेगा घर से. Okay, what I was doing, each leaf is the individual player or the array element. Each internal node winner of a match is aggregated value, that is the sum of the ranges. To find the strongest player in the range P2 to P6, you don't check all the players. और अगर P2 से P6 तक जाना है, इसके लिए तो थोड़ा लॉजिक लगाना पड़ेगा. बट अगर इट इज सिंपल, P1 से P2 के लिए वी विल रिटर्न W1, P1 से P4 के लिए वी विल रिटर्न विनर 1, and if we want to return P5 से P8. लास्ट मिनट रिवीजन मैं कर रहा हूँ ना सेगमेंट ट्री. मेरे एक महान दोस्त ने बोला है कि सेगमेंट ट्री करके जाओ, इजी वाला क्वेश्चन बन जाएगा. तो दैट इज व्हाई आई एम डूइंग दैट. Okay, segment tree visualization. If this is the array, अच्छा ठीक है, लेट मी एक्सप्लेन व्हाट इज सेगमेंटरी मार्शल मटेरियल। अच्छा, उधर जो टीएनपी का नहीं नहीं, इतना इतना लेट भी नहीं जाने वाला हूँ मैं कि 10 10 बजे तो नहीं जाने वाला मैं। बट 8 बजे भी नहीं जाऊंगा, क्योंकि वो खुद नहीं आते 9 बजे के पहले। गेटिंग मार्शल मटेरियल। और अभी से भी नहीं निकलना है, तो लेट्स जस्ट यार प्रिपेयर करते हैं यार, थोड़ा जो भी कुछ याद रह जाए। सेगमेंट ही नहीं पढ़ा मैंने कभी। I'm- okay, so let's see if this is the given array and we need to find the sum. यार मजाक मत कर यार, 6:30 से ही निकलना पड़ेगा घर से। ठीक है, डरा दिया तुमने भाई। कर लिया कन्विंस, जल्दी पहुंच जाऊंगा, थैंक यू। टीएनपी डिपार्टमेंट का खौफ। क्या होता अगर अशोक राय सर, रिस्पेक्टेड अशोक राय सर, अगर टीएनपी डिपार्टमेंट को हैंडल करते? सम of left and right halves. Okay, smaller segments and leaf node original array. I'm getting it. What each node stores means sum of elements from index 0 to 5. You need many ranges, update frequently, needs to be fast, array size is larger. Okay, mostly ना मैंने भी ऐसा ऑब्जर्व किया है कि सम और सम इन द रेंजेस, मिनिमम मैक्सिमम इन द रेंजेस, इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस बहुत ज़्यादा आते हैं। तो सीजीपीए के, सीजीपीए उनके हाथ में नहीं रहता, बट ठीक है, धमकी देते रहते हैं, बट इट्स ओके। अरे मतलब यार, हाँ उन्हीं के हाथ में रहता है सीजीपीए, लेकिन टीएनपी के हाथ में सीजीपीए नहीं रहता। टीएनपी के हाथ में कंपनीज रहती हैं, तो तुम्हें अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं देंगे वो अगर पीछे पड़ गए तो। Okay, don't use segment trees when only one or two queries are there. Brute force is fine. Array is never updated. Prefix sum is better. Problem needs sorted data. Use different data structures. Okay. Aditya, who? Sorry, buddy. Maybe I don't know him. अच्छा, ऐसा भी होता है टीएनपी। ओके भाई, गॉट इट। That is what I was saying. No comments. By the way, who are you? Oh, I got it now. Sorry. मार्शल मटेरियल घर जाओ। मैंने पीडीएफ सेंड करने को कहा था तुमसे। वो तो तुमने किया नहीं अभी तक। इन्फोसिस के क्वेश्चंस। हाउ सेगमेंटरी वर्क्स। लेट्स गो नेक्स्ट। फाइनली सैंपल क्वेश्चन पेपर्स हैं हमारे पास। ओके, आई विल ट्राई टू सॉल्व दोज क्वेश्चंस आफ्टर द, मतलब स्ट्रीम के एंड में, नॉट आफ्टर द स्ट्रीम एंड्स बट बिफोर द स्ट्रीम एंड्स। ओके, Okay, these are the actual sample question papers. Let me show you. करवा दिया है, मत करो। क्या करवा दिया है? These are the actual questions जो sample martial material actual sample questions that they had given to the candidates who were appearing in the interview. So we will try to solve these questions after learning about segment keys. Okay. Okay. Tree edge flipping with pattern matching problem. Okay, I got it. नहीं होगा मुझसे. Hard problem is longest non-decreasing subsequence with XOR problem. You are given an array A of length n and integer m. A subsequence of A is considered good if the following conditions hold. So we need to मेल में भी यही आया है. Let me check. Oh, I got the username password. जल्दी जाना पड़ेगा. System compatibility check करनी पड़ेगी. Okay. बट मेरे मेल में ऐसा कुछ सैम्पल क्वेश्चन पेपर तो नहीं आया. यूजर नेम पासवर्ड है टेस्ट के लिए. Okay, what is the question? You're given an array A of length n and an integer m. A subsequence A is good. Okay, element of the subsequence are non-decreasing. Okay, like in an increasing order sorted array. Bitwise XOR of these element is at least m. यार नहीं है, उसमें कोई अटैचमेंट नहीं है. ओके सॉरी है. ठीक है, गॉट इट. सेम ही क्वेश्चंस हैं. ओह, देयर आर मैनी अदर क्वेश्चंस. नहीं, चार ही क्वेश्चंस हैं, सेम है. ओके, गॉट इट. सेम पीडीएफ है. यस सर, आई गॉट इट. सॉरी. I thought कि they had shared the PDF with the mail directly. Function description, input formats, sample test cases. Okay, it is decently hard. And what about the medium one? Medium good subsequence with GCD problem. GCD greatest common divisor. You are given an array A of length n and an integer p. A non-empty subsequence of A is considered good if the following conditions hold. Okay, good subsequence with GCD. The length of the subsequence is strictly less than n. The greatest common divisor of the element of the subsequence is exactly p. Okay, GCD भी आना चाहिए, great subsequence का problem भी आना चाहिए. Then I can attempt. GCD तो हो जाएगा. Subsequences. What is the subsequence? It is not sub array. ठीक है, you are given an array of length. And now last but not the least, I'm hoping कि कुछ तो doable हो. Tree beauty problem. You are given a tree of n nodes. Each node has value ai written on it. Okay, I got it. The tree is rooted at node 1. Okay. A pair of nodes ij where ij is less than n and greater than 1 is considered good if ai and aj is a perfect square. Okay. A pair of nodes is considered. करते हैं. I think कुछ तो कर सकते हैं. Solution तो given नहीं है ना उसमें वैसे भी. Let's try. At least ये तो कर ही सकते हैं. A perfect square, we define beauty U as the number of good pairs of nodes in the subtree of U. Your task is to find the sum of the beauty for each I. Return the sum of these values. Sum of these values modulo 10 to the power 9 plus 7. ठीक है, कुछ तो हो सकता है इसमें. आई थिंक मतलब अभी मैंने ट्रीज के बारे में जितना पढ़ा उसके उन कॉन्सेप्ट्स को यूज करके आई कैन डू दैट. एंड मॉड्यूलो 10 to the power 9 plus 7. Okay. Function description name should be get answer parameters n, another parameter integer array, the values written on the trees. Return integer the sum of beauty of each node modulo 10 to the power 9 plus 7. Size of the tree, valid parent indices, root is node 1 which has no parent, parameter 1. All values must be considered for perfect square pairs. Hey Anchor, welcome back. Size of the tree and lines, it will store the parameter next and lines. Okay, output format. So my only bro, I have done DSA in Java and मेरा एक ही गोल है. I have to do the easy year problem in 3 hours at least. That is the minimum, and I will try to do the medium one, try to solve some of the test cases. We will revise all the primes, all the mathematical concepts for year one also. इसके लिए क्या करें, VS Code पे ही बनाते हैं फाइल. अरे कहाँ गया. We are solving the easy. Can I watch your series? Bro, for what purpose you want to watch? Like, are you having your Infosys assessment for that, or you are asking about the 45 days of code? Bro, to be honest, इसमें इतना कुछ खास नहीं है. Like, I'm just documenting my own preparation. So there is nothing very useful for you that will help you, but you can watch it for references. Okay, how I am preparing, what topics I am doing. Like मैं ट्रीज और ग्राफ प्रिपेयर नहीं था मेरा बिल्कुल भी. मैंने कोई भी क्वेश्चंस नहीं कर रखे थे ट्रीज और ग्राफ के. तो मैंने ट्रीज और ग्राफ इस सीरीज में सीखा है और बस उतना सीखा है जिससे स्टैंडर्ड प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाए. तो यू कैन वॉच इन पार्ट्स लाइक स्किपिंग, कि तुम्हें एक आइडिया लग जाए कि कैसे तुम भी इम्प्रूव कर सकते हो तुम्हारी प्रिपरेशन को. बट नॉट, इट इज़ नॉट दैट यूजफुल फॉर यू. Don't waste time. Instead, you can watch that 45 days of code series after Infosys to get motivated and get direction ke how you can be consistent and start solving problems. Or for वेट फॉर टुमारो, कल मेरा जो असेसमेंट हो जाएगा उसके बाद आई विल शेयर माय एक्सपीरियंस एंड आई विल गाइड यू के हाउ यू कैन like maximize your output. Okay, in 7 days you have enough time. एंड जब मेरे को पता चला था कि मेरा 5th को असेसमेंट है, तब मेरे एग्जाम्स चल रहे थे. तो आई वाज जस्ट मैनेजिंग so many things. And right now I got this sample PDF in my mail, and I'm trying to solve the easier problem by myself. So let's see if I can solve it or not. So here resources. मैं बहुत लंबा भाषण देने लगता है क्या? I'm the ghetto. Thank you so much, bye. File name is get answer. So we will create a file get answer.java and let's try to solve it. यार तुम लोगों को VS Code नहीं दिख रहा होगा ना? Is it visible? Yes, it is. Where is OBS Studio? Okay, and इसको थोड़ा यहाँ रखते हैं. Now the screen is completely visible. Whatever I'm looking into. अब ट्राई करते हैं हाथ कंधे करने का. So what parameters we have? Input format is first line will contain the number of nodes that our tree has. इन्फोसिस के लिए भाई तुम्हें एक PDF मिलेगा, उसके बेसिस पे तुम प्रिपेयर कर लेना. दैट इज ऑल आई कैन टेल यू. और कल जब मेरा असेसमेंट हो जाएगा उसके बाद आई विल शेयर द एक्चुअल एक्सपीरियंस कि एक्चुअली क्वेश्चंस कैसे आने वाले हैं. अभी तक तो बस पैनिक था कि ब्रो मेरा एग्जाम कल ही है. एटलीस्ट यू हैव 7 days. ओके. इंपोर्ट स्टेटमेंट ले लेना भाई. Okay, first step will be to take the input of number of nodes. So we will store it in n is equals to sc dot next int. Okay, so this is done. और वैसे तो कोड लिखने से पहले मुझे सॉल्यूशन और अप्रोच देख लेना चाहिए. What we are doing, we have you are given a tree of n nodes. Each node has value ai written on it. Okay, Calico. Thank you so much, Anchor. It is on campus. Sorry, मैं तुम्हारा text देख नहीं पाया. Okay, you are given a tree of n nodes. Each node has a value ai written on it. The tree is rooted at node 1. Okay, ij pair of nodes ij is considered good if ai and aj is perfect square. Okay, we define beauty u as the number of good pairs of nodes in the subtree of u. So beauty of u is the number of good pairs of node in the subtree of u. Your task is to find the sum of beauty I for each I in the range 1 to n. So for each number we need to find the beauty. Beauty is the sum of all number of good pairs of nodes in the subtree of u. confusing. Tree structure है क्या कहीं? Let's take this. What they are asking in the question. Sample test case ही उठा लेते हैं. Input sample test case 1. एक कॉपी हो जाओ. इसको भी हटा. These are the numbers as input. We will store it in n. N is the number of nodes that our tree has. Anshuman Raghu, thank you so much, bye. Bro, it is given के input कैसे लेना है. What is not clear? कितना अच्छा explanation दे रखा है. TCS से तो बहुत ही बेटर है भाई. लाइक TCS का सबसे बेकार कंपाइलर और जो भी टेस्ट एनवायरनमेंट था वो सबसे बेकार था. अगर ऐसा ऐसा क्वेश्चन फॉर्मेट आने वाला है कोडिंग असेसमेंट में तो इट इज़ मच 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 बेटर देन TCS Infosys. Okay, what it says that the first integer input gives the size of the tree and the next end line gives the parameters parent array of the rooted tree. Typically 0 root indicator parameter I is the parent of node I indexed. Okay, next n lines. Okay, so 0 से n-1 तक. So इसका मतलब जो है कि 5 के बाद में जो 5 इंटीजर्स हैं वो पैरामीटर्स हैं फॉर द एरे. ओके, हाँ. So we have int n is that is number of nodes is equals to 5 and we will create an array of parent, right? New int of size 5, that is also of size 5. Okay, and then we have an integer array, the value is written on the nodes. So int value, let's call it int value. So we will create another array int a or value whatever you call it. A बोला है उन्होंने तो हम भी a बोल देंगे. इसका size भी 5 होगा. So this is the actual value written on the nodes and this is the value of the parent node. ये थोड़ा confusing है. We are given a tree of n nodes. Each node has a value ai written on it. The tree is rooted at node 1. Okay, so जो parent array में जो values हैं, these are the values written on the nodes of the tree. Okay, and a pair of node I j is considered good if अच्छा this is the thing. मतलब suppose अच्छा पहले एक tree बनाते हैं. लेट्स से कोई भी रैंडम ट्री है, अभी मैं वो नहीं कर रहा हूँ। ये 4, ये 3, ये 2, ये 1 और इसको 0 ले लो, 0 0। सो लेट्स से जो फर्स्ट पेरेंट एरे है ना, वो ये नोड्स पे जो वैल्यूज लिखी हुई है। अरे थैंक यू सो मच। दीपांशु सीनियर है क्या आपका? अंशुमन भाई। ओके, दिस इज अ ट्री एंड what we have another array a of values. So let's say इसके अंदर भी 5 वैल्यूज हैं। ओके, एंड इसका इंडेक्स समझ लो 0 1 2 3 एंड 4 है। सो what we need to do that अब ये जो गिवन ट्री है ना, उसमें दो पेयर्स गुड कहलाएंगे जब a of I एंड a of j इज अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर। इसका मतलब ये है, तो we define beauty of U as the number of good pairs of nodes in the subtree of U. So this is the main tree, ठीक है, and suppose we need to find the beauty of 4, ठीक है, 4 is the number written on the node 4 in the tree, and the beauty of 4 will be the sum of the number of pairs in the nodes जिनका product is equals to the square of क्या, perfect square is a perfect square. तो we need to count the number of pairs in the subtree of 4 जिनका, ओके, उसमें भी ये है कि ये जो 2 लिखा हुआ है ना, नॉट, वी डोंट नीड टू कंपेयर दिस एक्चुअल वैल्यू, बट वी विल बी कंपेयरिंग द वैल्यू रिटर्न ऑन दिस एरे ऑन द इंडेक्स 2 एंड 1। तो जो भी वैल्यू 1 और 2 के इंडेक्स पे होगी इन द गिवन एरे, अगर उनका प्रोडक्ट परफेक्ट स्क्वायर होगा, तब वी विल काउंट दिस पेयर एज अ गुड ब्यूटी ऑफ, क्या है यार, ब्यूटी ऑफ द ट्री। इट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज गुड पेयर, और गुड पेयर का काउंट करने के बाद में जो रिटर्न होगा वो ब्यूटी होगी उस पर्टिकुलर नोड की। तो इट इज थोड़ा लेंदी। अच्छा, एक्चुअल करते हैं पूरा टेस्ट केस जो गिवन है। अभी देखो, वी हैव टू एरेज। एक तो पेरेंट एरे है जिसमें हमारे नोड्स पे क्या वैल्यू लिखी हुई है वो स्टोर होगी। तो स्टार्टिंग में क्या क्या वैल्यूज हैं, 0 1 1 2 2। ओके, दिस इज द पेरेंट एरे। इसको कैसे मार्क करूँगा, दिस इज पी, दैट मीन्स पेरेंट एरे, जो कि इनपुट में मिलेगी हमें। उसके बाद में देर इज अनदर एरे, इसी को कॉपी कर देते हैं। और ये है आंसर एरे, आंसर एरे नहीं, मतलब एक्चुअल एरे, जिसके वैल्यूज को हमें use करना है to calculate the good pairs and then we will count the beauty. So these are the values written on the nodes of the tree, okay, and we need to find the index of this array क्या बोल रहा हूँ मैं? मेरे कहने का मतलब यह है कि ट्री के नोड्स पे ये वैल्यूज लिखी हुई हैं, और दो नोड्स का पेयर गुड पेयर होगा जब इसके ए ऑफ 0 एंड ए ऑफ 1 का प्रोडक्ट एक परफेक्ट स्क्वायर होगा। ए ऑफ 0 इंटू ए ऑफ 1 का प्रोडक्ट अगर परफेक्ट स्क्वायर होगा, then only we will count this pair as a good pair, and we need to count total number of good pairs for a particular node, and then we will add all the numbers. So we will first create this parent array, and then this child array, or whatever we call it, we will call it a. So we will store these values. The first step is done. We took the input and stored it into n. Then we will create parent array, then the given array, integer array, whatever we call it, and we need to return the sum of beauty of each node. इसका मतलब ये है कि for each node, मतलब अगर ये फर्स्ट नोड है ना, एक और थिंग, tree of n nodes, each node has value ai written on it, that tree is rooted at node 1, and I is less than equals to, ठीक है, so the number of nodes is from 1 to 5, 1 2 3 4 5, and it is rooted at 1. So this is 1. Let's create the tree, and I and j is the pair of nodes from 1 to n. Okay, but मैं भी अभी थोड़ा कंफ्यूज हो गया कि अगर ट्री गिवन है n नोड्स के साथ में, और each node has a value a of I written on it. A of I and A of j, अच्छा ठीक है, we need to find the sum of beauty of I for each I between 1 to j. 2 3 6 12 27 tree structure. सैंपल टेस्ट केस 1, मैंने कौन सा टेस्ट केस उठाया था फिर? ओह सॉरी, यहाँ पे मैंने 2 बार रिपीट कर दिया। यहाँ पे सेकंड वाली एरे का डेटा अलग है ना, यहाँ पे वैल्यूज आर 2। अब थोड़ा क्लियर है। यहाँ पे 3, यहाँ पे 6, यहाँ पे 12, यहाँ 27. So the actual tree is having these values. Okay, 1 1 2 2. What it says, 1 2 3 4 5. These are the nodes, 1 2 3 4 and 5. Node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4, node 5. सो देखो क्वेश्चन में क्या गिवन है कि ट्री जो है ना वो नोड 1 से स्टार्ट हो रहा है और हर नोड में ना वैल्यू क्या स्टोर्ड है, ए आई। ए एरे हमें गिवन है, ए और ए ऑफ आई स्टोर्ड है ith नोड पे। ओके, तो जो ith नोड होगा ना हमारा वो स्टोर कर रहा है वैल्यू ऑफ ith इंडेक्स इन द गिवन एरे। तो जो हमारा फर्स्ट नोड है पहले क्रिएट करते हैं, और जो गिवन गिवन क्या है कि जो नंबरिंग स्टार्ट है ना वो 1 to n है। तो फर्स्ट नोड क्या होगा, 1 रूटेड है, ये लिखा हुआ है। सबसे पहले लिखा है कि ट्री इज रूटेड एट नोड 1, ठीक है। और वैल्यू ऑफ आई एंड जे इज इक्वल टू 1 और ग्रेटर देन 1 और लेस देन द नंबर ऑफ n। तो जो ट्री फॉर्म होगा ना वो 1 से स्टार्ट होगा उसकी इंडेक्सिंग। सो 1 2 3 4 एंड 5, तो 5 नोड्स बन जाएंगे। जीरो बेस्ड इंडेक्सिंग नहीं होगी, 1 बेस्ड इंडेक्सिंग होगी। तो ये जो है ना ये इंडेक्स समझ लो। ओके, दीज नोड्स आर द इंडेक्स ऑफ द ट्री, ठीक है। आफ्टर दैट ऑन ईच इंडेक्स, मतलब अगर ये इसका इंडेक्स 1 है तो इट इज स्टोरिंग द वैल्यू ऑफ ए आई, मतलब ए ऑफ 1। ए ऑफ 1 पे क्या है, अच्छा ये भी जो गिवन एरे है वो भी 1 बेस्ड इंडेक्स्ड है। पैरामीटर ऑफ 1 इज 0, parent of 1 is 0। ओके, इस पे बाद में आएंगे। फर्स्ट थिंग फर्स्ट, this array will store the value 2, this node will store the value 3, this node will store the value 6, this will store 12, this will store 27। स्टोर नहीं करेगा, मतलब इसके ऊपर लिखा हुआ है नोट के ऊपर। Vishnuvardhan Reddy, bro, can you share the DBMS and SDLC notes? Bro, I have not created notes. You can find it anywhere, bro. Use internet की शक्ति। I'm trying to solve this question. Okay. इतना मेरे को समझ में आया कि हाँ क्या क्वेश्चन है। Valid parent indices, root is node 1 which has no parent। Okay, देखो एक तो ये जो है ना ये पेरेंट्स गिवन है। यस, डीबीएमएस के लिए W3 स्कूल सही है, एसडीएलसी के लिए जीएफजी सही है। ड्रीमी भी ये रहा। क्या समझ नहीं आ रहा था पेरेंट एरे क्यों गिवन है। पेरेंट एरे जस्ट सेज कि ये जो भी वैल्यू ए एरे में गिवन है ना इसका पेरेंट नोड कौन सा है। तो फर्स्ट वाले इंडेक्स पे तो कोई पेरेंट नोड होगा नहीं, तो इसीलिए ये 0 है। तो ये जो टू मतलब ये जो 3 है ना, 3 का पेरेंट क्या होगा, फर्स्ट वाला नोड होगा। और 6 का पेरेंट भी, तो यहाँ पे भी एक कैच, 3 to 5 5। अब सेंस बनेगा ना, ये 2 का पेरेंट नोड 1 है, 3 का पेरेंट नोड भी 1 है, बट 6 का पेरेंट नोड 2 है, और 12 का पेरेंट नोड भी 2 है, और 27 आई थिंक 3 का पेरेंट नोड होगा। ये इनने लिखा नहीं आई गेस। तो This is why it is given valid parent indices. Okay. All values must be considered for perfect square pair. Result must be modulo 10 to the power 9 plus 7. Okay, अभी इतना कुछ समझ आया. यहाँ पे और क्या गिवन है? Size of the n line, parent 1 n minus 1, parent array of the rooted tree, root indicator, parent I is the parent of node I, one indexed. Okay. तो वन इंडेक्स मतलब वही स्टार्टिंग से एंड n माइनस वन तक है, तो नेक्स्ट n लाइन स्टोर्स. Okay, values written on each node. Each value is between 1 to 10 to the power 9. Ith nodes का parent. Okay, Manik Naik, what is onboarding time at Capgemini? It is typically around June, July, August, September. Some people got it in June or July. Some got it in August, September. My friend got his joining date on September. 1st of September he went for joining. So it depends कि कब बुला लें वो and on your luck. Okay, now I got it. We have all the nodes and now we need to compute the beauty. और beauty कैसे count करेंगे? Beauty is question में कितना given है? Question में given है we define beauty of U as the number of good pairs of nodes in the subtree of U. अभी नहीं आई है buddy joining date. I'm talking about typical onboarding time. Agar Mani Nayak is asking about my joining date, onboarding date, I have no idea. I'm I'm learning Java full stack, or and I have some projects in one stack also. So I'm doing both, I guess. But I want to become Java full stack developer. Okay. Good pair of nodes in the subtree of U. So and beauty is between 1 to n. I am creating. अरे नहीं, गलत स्क्रीन क्यों दिखा रहा हूँ मैं तुम्हें इतने छोटे साइज में? VS कोड को अभी बंद करते हैं, उसमें कोड नहीं लिख रहे हैं अभी, बिकॉज वी आर नॉट राइटिंग द कोड. इतना सही है. So what I am doing, we will create an array to store the nodes. Okay. अरे मतलब इतना stupid हो गया. Forget it. मतलब हमें क्या फाइंड करनी है? 1 से लेके n तक सारे जो भी नोड्स हैं उनकी ब्यूटी फाइंड करनी है. So if it is the number is given as 5 as the input number of nodes, so then we need to find beauty for 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. So I is less than equals to 5 and greater than equals to 1, and we need to find beauty of I. Okay, so when I is equals to 1, what will be the beauty? Beauty will be the sum of all the good pairs Dreamy B, everyone has to do at least one question to get call for the interview, so it is okay. And Money Naik, it is fine. You can kid. It's okay. It is completely fine, Money Naik. So what we are doing for the first number, मतलब that is one. इसकी beauty find out करने के लिए we need to find all the sub tree. Okay, मतलब बाकी सब tree में भी count करना पड़ेगा. तो memorization भी, but I don't look smart in real life, buddy. I just look good on the camera. Nice. Okay. Uh, okay, वन के लिए ब्यूटी फाइंड करेंगे तो वी विल हैव टू फाइंड द ब्यूटी ऑफ टू एज वेल, एंड टू के लिए ब्यूटी फाइंड करेंगे तो फोर के लिए भी ब्यूटी फाइंड करना पड़ेगा. ओके. यस, सो नॉट गेटिंग डिस्ट्रैक्टेड नाउ. सो वी हैव एन आइडिया नाउ. और गुड पेयर्स क्या है? गुड पेयर्स आर द वंस जिनका प्रोडक्ट एक परफेक्ट स्क्वायर हो. ओके. A pair of nodes I and j where I is less 1 to n is considered good if ij is a perfect square. U is number of good pairs in the subtree of U. Okay, let's say node node 1 okay, these are the nodes. First node पे value क्या है हमारी? Value is equals to 2. और अभी टाइम इसलिए ज़्यादा लग रहा है क्योंकि मैं स्ट्रीम पे बातें ज़्यादा कर रहा हूँ और मतलब एक्सप्लेन करने की भी कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. सेकंड नोड पे हमारी वैल्यू इज इक्वल्स टू यार क्या करूँ? 3, 6, 12 and 24. ओके. तो नेक्स्ट नोड की वैल्यू 6 है, उसके बाद वाले नोड की वैल्यू है 12. और ये हमें कैसे पता चला? बाय यूजिंग द ith वैल्यू इन द गिवन एरे. ठीक है, ये एरे के अंदर गिवन है. फर्स्ट नोड की वैल्यू 2 है, सेकंड नोड की वैल्यू 3 है, थर्ड नोड की वैल्यू 6 है, फोर्थ नोड की वैल्यू 12 है, फिफ्थ नोड की वैल्यू 27 है. ओके. This is where it is given, and that's how we know. And now when we are talking about the beauty of I, we need to calculate the sum of all beauty of all the numbers between 1 to 5. That means all the nodes. Okay, thank you so much, Mani Nayak bro. And where were we need to count the sum of all the beauty. Okay, sum of all the beauties from I is equals to 1 to 5. From I is equals to 1 to n और 5. करंट टेस्ट केस में 5 गिवन है, तो 1 से लेके 5 तक की सारी ब्यूटीज का सम रिटर्न करना है हमें. ओके, दिस इज द मेन क्रक्स ऑफ द क्वेश्चन. और ब्यूटी क्या होती है? द नंबर ऑफ गुड पेयर्स इन द सब ट्री ऑफ आई. ठीक है, तो अभी जब व्हेन वी आर talking about 1, we need to find the number of good pairs in the subtree of 1. तो इसके subtrees क्या है? 2 भी इसका एक लेफ्ट सब ट्री है और 3 भी इसका लेफ्ट सब ट्री है, और इस इन इन सब ट्रीज के अंदर वी नीड टू find the number of pairs such that their product is a perfect square. तो when we are talking about 4 and 5, इन दोनों का प्रोडक्ट करेंगे तो क्या हमें परफेक्ट स्क्वायर मिलेगा? Yes, we will get a perfect square. No, we will not. परफेक्ट स्क्वायर कैसे चेक करते हैं? That is the big question. Okay. Uh, it will be twice of 12 का स्क्वायर. प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन करना पड़ेगा. 12 का स्क्वायर इंटू 2, सो इट इज़ नॉट अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर. ठीक है. 4 and 5 is not a perfect square, then we will skip. And now I don't know कि 2 और 4 का भी कंपैरिजन होगा. 3 into 12 36, that is a perfect square. तो 2 comma 4 is a combination. So सारे pairs check out करने के लिए what we will do, we will start from 2 and make pairs, all the possible combination of pairs from 2 to 5. Okay, so वो बनाना ही पड़ेगा. अगर मैंने ये पूरा खुद से सॉल्व कर दिया, इसका मतलब है देयर आर चांसेस कि मैं बना सकता हूँ. सो अभी क्या हमें इसका इसका ब्यूटी फाइंड आउट करना है. ओके, दिस इज द फर्स्ट नोड. इसको काउंट नहीं करेंगे, इसके सारे जो सब ट्री है उसमें ये सारे नोड आएंगे. तो व्हाट आर द पॉसिबल कॉम्बिनेशन? ईदर 2 कैन बी पेयर्ड विथ 3 और 4 और 5 और 6. ओके, तो फर्स्ट कॉम्बिनेशन क्या होगा? 2 कॉमा 3. ओके, इसको चेक करेंगे कि इफ इट इज़ अ गुड पेयर. मतलब ब्रूट फोर्स अप्रोच में तो यही करेंगे. ओके, जो भी मेरे दिमाग में अभी आ रहा है. पहले तो क्वेश्चन समझ गया मैं, दैट इज़ द बिग थिंग. उसके बाद में 2,4 को चेक करेंगे कि इफ़ इट इज़ अ गुड पेयर, एंड देन वी विल चेक फॉर 2,5. तो ऐसा लॉजिक लिख सकते हैं हम. ठीक है, बट इट वोंट बी दैट एफिशिएंट. लेट्स सी. And similarly 3,4, 3,5 and 4,5 can also be written. 3,4 and 3,5. Four comma five. These are the all possible pairs of node, and now we just need to check that if each pair is a good pair. अब each pair good pair कब होगा? We are doing this much only for one beauty. Okay, इसके अंदर इन सारे pairs के अंदर we will count the number of good pairs. तो नंबर ऑफ गुड पेयर्स क्या क्या होंगे? 2,3. 2,3 पे क्या क्या वैल्यूज हैं? 3 and 6. 3 6 है 18. इट इज नॉट अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर, स्किप कर देंगे. हाँ, लेजर पॉइंटर वैल्यू. ओके, 1 2 3 4 5. 2,3 इज नॉट अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर. 2,4 चेक करेंगे. 3 इंटू 12. 3 12 का 36, राइट? तो 2,4 is a perfect square, so we will take it. 2,4 is a perfect square. 2, 4 is a perfect square. So it will be counted. Okay, 2, 4 is a perfect square. Then we will check for 2, 5. तो सेकंड इंडेक्स पे 3 है एंड फिफ्थ इंडेक्स पे 27 है एंड 27 3, 4 नहीं बोला मैं, 2, 4 बोला। ये वन बेस्ड इंडेक्स है, पहली बात। वन बेस्ड इंडेक्सिंग मतलब कि ये 1 से स्टार्टेड है, 1, 2, 3, 4 एंड 5। ओके, तो 2, 4 को चेक किया मैं 1 के लिए। अभी वन वन के सब ट्री के अंदर ये सारे नोड्स आते हैं। ओके, अरे बट अभी मैंने काउंट नहीं किया उसे, मैं ये सारे पॉसिबल कॉम्बिनेशंस हैं इसमें। ये वाला जो है ये परफेक्ट स्क्वायर नहीं है, तो इसको हम काउंट नहीं करेंगे। 2, 5 3 into 27 दैट इज अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर, तो इसको हम काउंट करेंगे। इट विल बी अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर ऑल्सो, मतलब वी जस्ट नीड टू काउंट नंबर ऑफ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर्स। ओके, लॉजिक कैसे लिखेंगे इसका? हाँ ठीक है, अभी पूरा करते हैं ट्राई रन। We will count it and then we will check for 3, 4। 3, 4 क्या क्या है? 6 and 12, that is not a perfect square, तो उसको काउंट नहीं करेंगे। 3, 5 that is 6 into 27, that is also not a perfect square, तो इसको भी काउंट नहीं करेंगे। 4, 5 12 into 27, that is a perfect square. You know how? It is 2 into 2 into 3 की पावर 4 simply, so it will be a complete square of what? 9 to the 18 का स्क्वायर होगा ये। 18 का स्क्वायर इज इक्वल्स टू कितना? 12 into 27। so 4 and 5 will also be complete square, तो count will be equals to 3, मतलब इसका जो आउटपुट आएगा आना चाहिए that is equals to 3। अब इसमें भी कैच, सबसे बड़ा कैच ये है कि इसको ऐड करना है। ओके, तो सम करना है, तो ब्यूटी ऑफ आई इज इक्वल्स टू कितना हो जाएगा? 3 हो जाएगा। क्या क्या? 2, 4 2, 5 एंड 4, 5। तो ब्यूटी ऑफ 1 विल बी इक्वल्स टू ओके, हाँ, ब्यूटी ऑफ 1 इज इक्वल्स टू 3, मतलब यहाँ लिख देते हैं 3, और ऐसे ही हमें ब्यूटी कैलकुलेट करनी होंगी बाकी सारे नोड्स के लिए। ये हो जाएगी ब्यूटी ऑफ 2, ये हो जाएगा ब्यूटी ऑफ 3, ये ब्यूटी ऑफ 4, ये ब्यूटी ऑफ 5। ओके, तो ब्यूटी ऑफ 1 हमने कैलकुलेट किया, 3 आया। अब ब्यूटी ऑफ 2 कैसे कैलकुलेट होगा? 2 के सब ट्री के अंदर जो जो नोड्स हैं, तो 2 के सब ट्री के अंदर क्या क्या नोड्स आ जाएंगे? 4 एंड 5, है ना? तो ब्यूटी ऑफ टू के अंदर 4 और 5 ही हैं, तो 4 और 5 इज अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर, और ये हम ऑलरेडी कैलकुलेट कर चुके हैं 1 के नोड में। आर यू गेटिंग? तो इसका काउंट विल बी इक्वल्स टू 1, मतलब लेस देन, मतलब यहाँ पे जो काउंट है ना इससे कम ही होगा इनके सब ट्री का काउंट। गेटिंग? तो ब्यूटी ऑफ 2 विल बी 1 and beauty of 3 will be equals to 0. अरे नहीं, 2,4, अच्छा हाँ मैंने 2,4 को भी काउंट किया। अभी एक डाउट था मेरे को कि 2,4 को हम एज अ वैलिड पेयर काउंट करेंगे 1 के लिए या नहीं करेंगे, ठीक है। और 3,5 को भी 4 और 5 तो है ही, 2,4 एंड 2,5 काउंट होगा या नहीं। अगर 2,4 2,5 काउंट नहीं होगा तो वी जस्ट हैव 4,5 एज अ वैलिड पेयर, तो आंसर विल बी इक्वल टू 1 सिंपली, है ना। तो अभी इसके सैंपल में देखते हैं इनने ऐसा किया या नहीं किया। देखो, इनने सबसे पहले 5 के लिए ब्यूटी कैलकुलेट की, वो तो 0 होगी क्योंकि इसके नो, मतलब चाइल्ड नोड्स है ही नहीं। ब्यूटी ऑफ 4, उसका भी चाइल्ड नोड नहीं है, देयर आर नो पेयर्स पॉसिबल। ब्यूटी ऑफ 3 इज ऑल्सो 0 क्योंकि उसका भी कोई पेयर पॉसिबल नहीं है। ब्यूटी ऑफ 2 कैलकुलेट करने के लिए ये सब ट्री ऑफ 2 देखेगा, उसके अंदर क्या क्या है। 2 का सब ट्री 2,4,5 विद वैल्यूज 3, 12, 27। तो पेयर ऑफ 2,4, 2,5, 4,5 ये तीनों परफेक्ट स्क्वायर हैं जो ब्यूटी ऑफ 2 है, तो दैट विल बी इक्वल्स टू 3। तो एंटायर ट्री का ब्यूटी क्या हो जाएगा, ब्यूटी ऑफ ऑल द वैल्यूज, तो गुड पेयर्स आर द सेम 3 फ्रॉम द सब ट्री ऑफ 2। हाँ मतलब वही है ना, तो दैट इज इक्वल्स टू, अरे वाह, ऐसे ही लिखा था मैंने भी। तो ओके, सम ऑफ ऑल द ब्यूटी विल बी 3। तो अभी ब्यूटी ऑफ 2 में हम इसको भी काउंट करेंगे, तो यहाँ पे हमें 1 को भी काउंट करना चाहिए। अच्छा, 1 को काउंट क्यों नहीं किया हमने? और 2 3 6, अभी देखो, जब 1 की ब्यूटी को काउंट करेंगे ना तो इसमें ये वाले पेयर्स और आने चाहिए फिर, अकॉर्डिंग टू द क्वेश्चन। इतना तो गिवन ही है अपन को, तो दैट इज ओके। यहाँ पे कौन सा पेयर्स आना है? अगर 1 की ब्यूटी काउंट कर रहे हैं तो 1,2, 1,3, 1,4, 1,5 ये सब भी इंक्लूड करना पड़ेगा। ओके, नाउ लेट्स राइट द कोड फॉर इट। ये तो बस क्वेश्चन समझने में लग गया। ये सेकंड सैंपल टेस्ट केस है, फर्स्ट वाले का आंसर 6 है। सो वी विल राइट अ हेल्पर मेथड फॉर काउंटिंग द ब्यूटी। अब इसको फॉर्मेट से करते हैं। नाउ लेट्स ओपन आवर VS कोड। सही है। नहीं, इतना ठीक है। अभी now what we did, we have taken the first input and then we will create a parent array, as parent is equals to new int of size n, okay, and then an array a is equals to new int of size n also, and for int I is equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, क्या करेंगे, पेरेंट में इनपुट ले लेंगे, पेरेंट ऑफ आई, ये n-1 तक जाएगा, n-1 क्योंकि 1 बेस्ड इंडेक्सिंग है, ठीक है। तो पेरेंट ऑफ आई इज इक्वल्स टू sc डॉट नेक्स्ट एंड, ओके। यहाँ पे सारे फर्स्ट n inputs स्टोर हो जाएंगे पेरेंट में, देन वी विल run this again and we will store all the remaining integers in our array. It, array of I will be equals to next n. Okay, and now we have our tree, our parent array, and we have to use this parent array to know that if a tree data structure, to create the tree data structure. Okay, hmm. अब आया एक्चुअल इम्प्लीमेंटेशन जहाँ पे हम अटक गए। प्रॉब्लम समझ आया? What we can do, we will build this tree with the help of array. हाँ, tabulation, recursive, हाँ, tabulation और memoization वाला केस है, memoization से भी हो सकता है गैस, और tabulation को कंसिडर करके चलेंगे तो डीपी का प्रॉब्लम है, राइट, डायनेमिक प्रोग्रामिंग का, क्योंकि 1 की ब्यूटी में 2 का ब्यूटी भी काउंट होगा, 3 का ब्यूटी भी काउंट होगा, है ना? तो we need to store these values to efficiently return the answer. वैसे ब्रूट फोर्स अप्रोच क्या रहने वाला है मेरा, कि we will calculate for each values. Suppose this array contains the parent node. Okay. Recursively कल ही पढ़ा मैंने डायनामिक प्रोग्रामिंग, हे हेलो Naman bhai, what is up? How is it going? Channel creation and your streaming? Have you started? Rayuga Gaming YT. Okay, I will be the first subscriber. यही चैनल है क्या रयोगा गेमिंग वाईटी? Or it is related to studying? Yes, Dreamy B, you can share your approach, but if it is the complete solution, don't share it right now. मुझे थोड़ा time दो, 10 minutes बस, if I am able to do this. Okay, so tomorrow you will share your channel link as well. Okay. And if you need any help creating the thumbnails, I can help you tomorrow after my exam. Okay, Rayuga codes. That is nice. Rayuga codes. मैंने भी पहले मेरे चैनल के लिए नाम कुछ ऐसे ही सोचे थे. Dreamy B, please share your approach, how you are going to approach it. मुझे तो लग रहा है कि अगर ये एग्जाम एनवायरनमेंट में होता तो मुझसे नहीं होने वाला था. Hello guys, if anyone of you is watching right now, do subscribe Rayuga Bhai. He is going to start his YouTube channel, and here is the description. His name is Naman Gupta, full stack developer, 2+ year of experience, and he will start documenting his real life journey as a developer. from tomorrow. This channel is all about daily improvement, learning DSA from scratch. Okay, just like us. And he has shared their Instagram handle, GitHub, LeetCode, LinkedIn, all. LeetCode profile चेकआउट करते हैं. He has solved 266 problems and is regular since last 2 months. That's great. Nice. Naman Gupta, sir. यहाँ पे लीड कोड पे फॉलो का कोई बटन तो नहीं रहता. ओके, लेट्स सी कल से. Someone is saying, भाई TCS tech test coming up, any tips? Bro, I have no idea. I am just preparing for Infosys right now, and it is my pleasure, Rayuga bhai. I am really grateful that I could connect with you. And from tomorrow, you are going to start your YouTube channel, anyways. Yes. He has 2 years of experience, Trini B. Alok bhai. And one more thing that he is going he is going to do his masters from USA, right? And right now he is in triple IT. है ना नमन भाई? It is completely fine. You started DSA just 2 months back. That's okay. And he is also going to start his YouTube journey. Let's go. Now, from tomorrow, he will be my competitor. Now I have to raise my standards. Uh-oh. Okay. Let's get back to the question. मुझे कुछ स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड सा आंसर तो समझ नहीं आ रहा है. Yes, we grow through competition, right? Competition. हाँ, it is okay. पता नहीं मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ. But yes, we will grow together. Competition ही नहीं है अभी तो खैर. क्योंकि मुझसे तो क्वेश्चन ही सॉल्व नहीं हो रहा है. ब्रूट फोर्स अप्रोच तो बहुत ही एक्सपेंसिव हो जाएगा और ये करते करते मेरा 3 घंटे का टाइम भी खत्म हो जाएगा एग्जाम में. How we can check that our current node is leaf node? I am stuck here. First we will create a tree और उसका अगर like क्या बोलते हैं लेफ्ट चाइल्ड राइट चाइल्ड अगर नल होगा तो it is a leaf node. Simple. You have to check if node dot left or right मतलब जो current node है उसका left child right child अगर null है then it is a leaf node. We will return from there. और उसके अलावा you can directly do that if the current node is equals to null मतलब आने वाला नोड अगर null है तो पेरेंट नोड है ना वो लीफ नोड था. वो बनाना पड़ेगा आई गेस। वही मैं कंफर्म कर रहा हूँ कि पहले ट्री स्ट्रक्चर बनाना पड़ेगा। Do we need to build a tree, or we can do it without doing that? Depth first search. Brute force approach से तो definitely TL ही देगा, but we are also returning the answer with modulo. Mod is equals to how am I gonna do that in exam? let's see what we can do. For every node we will create a adjacency list. ठीक है, तो for the first node we will store all the remaining nodes in its subtree. ठीक है, and then for each the node as indexed we will check they makes pair of if they makes a good pair, right? इसको ग्लोबल वेरिएबल की तरह यूज करेंगे मॉड को और टोटल ब्यूटी सम को. let's another let's make another method as public static int get answer. इसके अंदर इनपुट देंगे हम n number of nodes in the tree and then array parent ही खोल देते हैं and then int array a. Okay, so now we have the number of nodes in the tree, the parent array, the array which stores the actual values. Okay, जिनका पेयर हमें फाइंड करना है गुड पेयर. Parent array बन गया, given array बन गया from the input. Now what we will do, we will create a adjacency list. So that will create an array list for each node and will add its sub tree, all the nodes in its subtree, and then we will calculate their uh, एक पॉइंट क्लियर हुआ कि we can make an adjacency list for each node, and what we will do in that, each node will store its list of children's. Okay, तो जैसे ये beauty of one calculate करने के लिए we will have let's say we create a adjacency list tree जिसमें integers होंगे, अरे list of list of integer. I hope you got it. Whoever is watching. एक ट्री नाम की एडजेसेंसी लिस्ट बनाएंगे, उसके अंदर ईच देयर विल बी 5 नोड्स, ठीक है, एंड ईच नोड विल हैव इट्स ओन एरे लिस्ट. ओके, सो लेट्स से फर्स्ट के लिए एक एरे लिस्ट होगी, एंड सिमिलरली सारे नोड्स के लिए एक एरे लिस्ट होगी, and in the array list for one it will store only its children's, and we will check for the children's that if they can make good pairs. Okay, ये कोड करके बताता हूँ. स्क्रीन विजिबल है ना VS कोड वाली? और what we will do, we will create uh, adjacency list. So list of integers tree is equals to new array list. Okay, this is our tree, ठीक है, assume this is our tree. Then is the screen blinking? No. Then for int I is equals to 0 and I less than equals to n is the number of nodes, okay, I plus plus, we will do tree dot add new array list. ठीक है, so for each node we will have an array list that will store the children's for that particular node, and then we will calculate for each node the number of good pairs in that list. ठीक है, a problem is divided into parts, तो every node के लिए, हर node के लिए we have the number of children's, and then we will check from the number of children's for that particular node if मतलब what is the number of good pairs. Okay, so let's add the children's for each node. uh, how we can do that, as the arrays given in are one based, ठीक है, तो we will start from int I is equals to 2, ठीक है, and I less than equals to now we need to add the children's into their particular array lists. So we have created if I is less than parent dot length, then tree dot get parent of I this way what we are doing for each of the parent node. We are adding its children in its array list. मतलब समझ आ रहा है? Where is the question paper? यहीं पे यहाँ से जो पेरेंट वाली लिस्ट मिलेगी इसमें we know that which one is the parent. कहाँ है? Only two for the root node. अरे मतलब what are you asking? How many pairs will form? ये तो find out करना ही है ना. Let me tell you. अभी अभी क्या कर रहे हैं, एक एडजेसेंसी लिस्ट बना रहे हैं. सपोज अब सपोज this is the number of nodes 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, now what we are doing, we have created a adjacency list. Now जो फर्स्ट नोड है ना उसके जितने भी चिल्ड्रंस हैं वो इसकी लिस्ट में आ जाएंगे. तो दिस दिस इज अ लिस्ट ऑफ लिस्ट्स. ठीक है, फॉर आवर करंट रूट नोड इन विच मतलब जो टेस्ट केस हमने रन किया था उसके ड्राई रन में बताना है कि कितने पेयर्स होंगे. दैट विल बी 3. वन के वन की जो ब्यूटी होगी दैट विल बी 3. दैट इज द नंबर ऑफ गुड पेयर्स. हाँ तो वन के वन की ब्यूटी होगी 3 और 2 की ब्यूटी भी होगी 3. दैट इज द नंबर ऑफ गुड पेयर्स. ये रहा ना, ये लिखा हुआ है. ब्यूटी ऑफ 1 इज इक्वल्स टू 3 एंड ब्यूटी ऑफ 2 इज इक्वल्स टू 3. और द जो टोटल आंसर आएगा दैट विल बी इक्वल्स टू 6 क्योंकि 3 4 और 5 की ब्यूटी 0 ही है. 4 और 5 का तो कोई चिल्ड्रन है नहीं और 3 का भी कोई चिल्ड्रन नहीं है, तो इनकी ब्यूटी 0 है. और 1 और 2 की ब्यूटी 3 3 है, तो दैट रिजल्ट्स इन 6. What I was doing, I was explaining adjacency list के कैसे for each parent. अभी हाँ ये और explain कर रहा था मैं. Scally draw, where are you? ये रहा. यहाँ पे ये जो दो array given है ना, these will help us. अभी क्या किया कि मैंने यहाँ पे बता रहा हूँ ना adjacency list बनाएंगे. तो ये 1 2 3 4 5 क्या है, अपने nodes हैं, tree के nodes हैं. अब हमें क्या गिवन है कि जो फर्स्ट वाले इंडेक्स पे जो भी नंबर है इस वाले एरे में उसका पेरेंट नोड है 1. तो व्हाट वी विल डू, वी विल ऐड इट इन द एडजेसेंसी लिस्ट ऑफ 1. ठीक है, 2 को यहाँ पे ऐड कर देंगे. 3 को चेक करेंगे, 3 का भी पेरेंट नोड 1 है तो 3 को भी 1 वाली एरे लिस्ट में ऐड कर देंगे। उसके बाद 6, 6 का पेरेंट नोड क्या है 2, तो 2 6 को हम ऐड कर देंगे 2 की एडजेसेंसी लिस्ट में। 4 का पेरेंट नोड क्या है 2, इसको भी हम ऐड कर देंगे 6 की एडजेसेंसी लिस्ट में। और 5 का पेरेंट नोड जो भी रिमेनिंग रहेगा वो होगा आई गेस सो, इसको हम 3 के ओ ये गलती कर दी मैंने, यहाँ पे 12 आएगा 6 के बाद, और 3 के चिल्ड्रन में आ जाएगा 27। ओके, और 4 और 5 का तो कोई चिल्ड्रन है नहीं, सही है ना? It should be ये एरे ही गलत के बने क्या आंसर सैंपल टेस्ट केस में? टू थ्री सिक्स 12, 2 3 6 12 and 27, and the parent array is given as 1 1 2 2 0 1 1 2 2, that means अच्छा ठीक है, हाँ यहाँ पे ये गड़बड़ की थी मैंने। इसकी जो वैल्यू है वो तो रूट नोड में ही रहेगी, और 3 और 6 का जो पेरेंट है वो 1 होगा, तो ये जो 1 1 के रूट मतलब 1 के चाइल्ड में मैंने 2 की वैल्यू लिख दी ना, ये यहाँ नहीं आएगी, वो तो 1 की खुद की वैल्यू है। तो ये 3 और 6 जाएंगे 1 की एडजेसेंसी लिस्ट में, 12 एंड 27 जाएंगे 2 की एडजेसेंसी लिस्ट में। ना इट इज क्लियर कैसे, क्योंकि 2 के चाइल्ड नोड्स में आता है 12 एंड 24। ओके, ओके डिस्कॉर्ड। आलोक कहाँ शेयर किया है? I have not received it. general chat of server. Okay. Rusty donut, rusty diamond. What you do answer will be 0 because leaf node. Okay. For no two pairs are this, we will not consider. Yes, your approach is right, and we are moving in the same direction. What I was trying to do. ओके 1 के चाइल्ड नोड्स में 6 आ जाएगा, 2 के चाइल्ड नोड्स में 12 और 24 आ जाएगा। और अगर क्वेश्चन में फ्री नंबर ऑफ नोड्स बहुत ज़्यादा गिवन होगा तो इट विल बी हायर। So all the adjacency list will store all the nodes and their child nodes. Okay. So what I'm doing now, I am storing the child in their respective adjacency list. Okay. And if I minus 1 is less than parent dot len, then we will update 3 dot get parent of I minus 1 dot add I. Okay. Now adjacency list will get updated, in which each node will have a particular list containing all its children. Now for that we have to do we have to calculate the number of good pairs. Now I'm blank how we are going to calculate the number of good pairs. किसी ने ये सैंपल पेपर के क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व नहीं कराया क्या अभी तक? Let us ask ChatGPT. The problem asks to count good pairs within the nice problem. Classic use of square free kernels plus virtual keys. Okay, so actual key generate ही नहीं करना था. I will explain the idea. Okay. Aij is a perfect square. Ij have the same square free part. The product of primes with odd exponent in the factorization. ठीक है. Group nodes by the square free value Si. For a group set of nodes, we need the sum over an ordered pair x, y, depth, LCA. What is that? Because least common ancestor, your lowest common longest common ancestor, क्या होता है ये ट्री का? स्टैंडर्ड प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं है ये. Because each good pair contributes depth LCA to the local A and what are you saying? Node use sub-tree contain the pair if U is an ancestor of LCXY. To compute sum depth LC over all pairs inside a group efficiently, build the virtual tree for the group's node, add necessary LCS, connect by ancestral relationship, compute how many original groups nodes fall in each virtual subtree and for each virtual node V. Implement in Python by Java. अगर ये इजी प्रॉब्लम होने वाला है तो मुझे मत देने दो यार टेस्ट. Here's a clean production ready Java implementation. The problem is I'm not prepared. Maybe the question is easy. Square free kernel plus virtual tree per group. We need to compute the square free part product of primes with odd component for each node value. Okay, group nodes by square free part. प्री प्रोसेस ट्री फॉर एलसीए बाइनरी लिफ्टिंग. ये मेरे को बिल्कुल ही समझ नहीं आया क्या मतलब है इसका. प्री प्रोसेस ट्री फॉर एलसीए. एलसीए इज कॉमन एंसेस्टर ऐसा कुछ होता है. फॉर ईच ग्रुप बिल्ड वर्चुअल ट्री इंक्लूडिंग एलसीएस. कंप्यूट काउंट्स ऑफ ओरिजिनल ग्रुप nodes in each virtual subtree. इतना लंबा कोड लिखना पड़ेगा. आई एम डन. एक्सप्लेन द ब्रूट फोर्स अप्रोच. स्पेलिंग गलत लिखी. We are cooked already. It completely dies for n is equals to, but it helps you understand what is happening. What is beauty of U? For every node U, you look at all the nodes inside the subtree of U and count how many distinct pairs ij inside that subtree satisfies. Is a perfect square. ब्रूट फोर्स अप्रोच क्या होगा? बिल्ड द ट्री. ठीक है, वही करने वाले थे. लेकिन अच्छा ठीक है, एडजेसेंसी लिस्ट वाला मेथड ठीक है, ब्रूट फोर्स अप्रोच में आता है. ओके, गॉट इट. Then to get the subtree, we need to run DFS from node U, collect all nodes reachable, size of subtree. If we do this for every node, worst case time complexity will be reached, that is n square. For every subtree, check all the pairs inside subtree of size k. Brute force checking is in I in subtree for j in subtree. If j is greater than I, is a perfect square. Checking perfect square. Square root good pair. K square. Worst case like star tree. ब्रूट फोर्स से तो होने से रहा. मतलब नहीं होने वाला. ब्रूट फोर्स सॉल्यूशन ट्री प्रॉब्लम इनपुट एंड पैरामीटर parent 1 to n then array 1 to n from of फास्ट स्कैनर. ये क्या होता है? long mode we have stored as global variable. फास्ट स्कैन ये मैंने पहली बार पढ़ा. फास्ट स्कैनर भी होता है कुछ. fs dot next int parents की वैल्यू को स्टोर किया. ओके, we build the adjacency list. Okay, इतना समझ आया. Now for each node you collect subtree nodes, iterative DFS, then brute force pairs. Here we got destroyed. Iterative DFS, उसके बाद में A star B is a perfect square or not. Fast scanner using buffer reader. Ha ha ha. अगर मैं इसका सॉल्यूशन रट के भी जाऊं ना तो भी मेरे से ये सॉल्व नहीं होगा एग्जाम में. मतलब नहीं होने वाला. मैंने तो एक्सेप्ट कर लिया है अब कि आई नीड मोर टाइम. सिर्फ 2 महीने की प्रिपरेशन से तो इन्फोसिस नहीं निकलेगा. We will come back to crack Infosys after 2-3 months of hard work. तब तक के लिए we will be doing our 100 days of code challenge. There are so many people watching us, and I want to take time to share all of you guys that I have been streaming since last 90 to 100 days, and I started this channel for documenting my raw and real journey. I took a challenge to solve Striver's A to Z sheet in 45 days, but I could solve only 50% of the sheet in 45 days. And now I will be solving the remaining 50% of the questions in Striver's A to Z sheet in the remaining, like in the upcoming 50 days. So I have extended the challenge from 45 to 100 days. So please do check it out if you guys are new to the channel. I had started this channel on 1st of September. Finally, I'm starting the series after. Okay, this is not the one. And I have also shared my experience with Capgemini technical assessment and its interview, and how I got shortlisted in all of those tests and interviews. And now I have offer. Thank you so much, Rayuga, but I think it is difficult, yeah. It is not easy, and I'm not prepared yet. And delay. Finally, I have started the series. मैं बहुत time से सोच रहा था कि मैं I need some time. This is the first video that I made. कितना cringe लग रहा है.
We are starting. So, hello everyone, welcome to our 45 days of code challenge. This is it. Finally, I'm starting this series after so much of procrastinations and delay. Finally, I have started the series. मैं बहुत टाइम से सोच रहा था कि मैं ऐसी सीरीज स्टार्ट करूं, बट फाइनली आज वो दिन आ गया जब मैं ये फाइनली स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ. ओके, सो मैं ये सीरीज़ अपने लिए बना रहा हूँ जहाँ पे मैं सिर्फ अपना कोड डॉक्यूमेंट करूँगा, मेरी खुद की जर्नी डॉक्यूमेंट करूँगा, जहाँ पे मैं स्क्रैच से डीएसए सीखने वाला हूँ. लाइक मेरे को डीएसए आता है, लेकिन मैं उतने अच्छे से कंसिस्टेंटली कोड नहीं कर पाया अभी बहुत टाइम से नहीं कर पाया. तो कंसिस्टेंटली एवरी सिंगल डे, नो मैटर व्हाट, मेरे पास टाइम.
No matter what. So I feel a little cringe watching my own video, but it is okay. At least I started, and I am proud that I started at least. And everyone starts small. Okay, so over the past 3 months, I have improved a lot, and I'm really grateful for YouTube that I could meet a lot of like wonderful people like you. Okay, and like Rayuga is also our new subscriber, and he is just amazing. And I've also shared my like experiences with technical assessment and online not online but actual companies interviews that you can watch as well. And this is the series that we will be continuing, 100 days of code. from tomorrow. Okay, and let me show you Striver's A to Z sheet. Out of 455 problems, I have solved around 265, and we are heading towards the difficult concepts. मैं यहाँ ग्राफ और डीपी पे आके अटक गया क्योंकि ये कॉन्सेप्ट्स मेरे लिए थोड़े डिफिकल्ट हैं टू ग्रास्प, टू डाइजेस्ट. That is why I just want to give it enough time. That is why I have extended the series to 100 days. And after 100 days also, I will be continuing streaming every single day, my daily coding. Okay. So this was it. And let's see what happens tomorrow in Infosys assessment. I feel unprepared that I should have done these graph and dynamic programming problems already. If I had done all these problems, then I would have become confident enough to tackle the first problem at least. That is difficult for me right now, but not forever. Thank you so much, Rayuga, for joining today. I will end the stream after 10 minutes. If you guys have any question or want to ask anything else about Infosys, myself, or channels, or anything, do ask it out. I've also created a mm, placement preparation series where I was preparing for Capgemini, Infosys, so it is really very difficult. ये तो अपनी ही लाइव स्ट्रीम में चलती है. Placement preparation series where I was preparing for Capgemini. ये एक्सपांड नहीं होती क्या प्लेलिस्ट? अभी नहीं हुआ मोनेटाइज, अभी नहीं होगा. It will take around 4-5 more months of consistent efforts. View free playlist. Here it is. And this is my favorite video or live stream that I have ever shared. After giving my interview, I was so excited that I could not wait to share my experience with you guys. And I did this stream and it went really good. Consecutive days, more than 30 days, right? And then I shared that I am like consistent, adaptable, and curious to learn, and I'm introduce myself. I after waiting for 30 minutes. Okay, so when my interview started, the interviewer asked me to Rohit, I got placed finally, but scheduled for 10 to 12 p.m. slot. Okay, so I joined the lobby before time.
What's
and
going
I was
on,
waiting for
Rohit?
the interviewer, and my interview started at 10:30 after waiting for 30 minutes. Okay, so when my interview started, the interviewer asked me to introduce myself. Okay, so there are few mistakes that I had done
But
already
I
before
got the
starting the
base
interview.
package. I was expecting higher one, but I got the base package. Even though I had solved the coding problem completely, and also in my interview, the interviewer asked to solve a coding problem, and I could solve that coding problem as well. But still, I got the base package that is 4 LPA. So I'm not happy with that. So in the remaining time, I'm just trying hard to upskill myself and get a better package if possible. Otherwise, I'm happy and grateful. that at least I got it in this environment where the
Should I
it
tell
is
that before? Okay, I
unpredictable
will
that
tell
if
about it
you will get
afterwards.
placed
So
or
he
not.
asked me to introduce myself. I introduced myself. I talked about my skills, technical skills, and then I talked about my projects. Then I talked about my YouTube journey that I started last month and how I grew my channel from 0 to 600 subscribers and also was consistent in daily problem solving for 30 consecutive days, more than 30 days, right? And then I shared that I am
When someone says कि luck based placement था, I totally agree with all the mass recruiters. But Capgemini के केस में at least I think कि ऐसा नहीं था यार. मतलब okay, there was luck factor in getting different offers. Like if you were expecting higher one and you got the lower one. And for those people जिन्होंने coding problem solve किए हुए थे सारे and still they could not make it to the final list. तो उनके लिए लगता है कि या they were unlucky a bit. That is why they could not get the offer. I don't know.
like
I feel
consistent,
lucky.
adaptable, and curious to
Okay,
learn, and
fine.
how I am excited to join Capgemini. This is the format that I had prepared beforehand yesterday, so it helped me a lot. Okay, and then when my introduction was completed, he
It
asked me
is
more about my
fine.
project. He asked on which project you have worked already, and what was the different thing about it, why you choose that project, and how it code in the notepad, or I wrote the program, like wrote the code. It took
My
me around
phone
5 to
got
7
shut
minutes to write the
down.
code. And just after that, he said, I am
I need
satisfied.
to
This was it.
charge
And do you have
it.
any question? You can ask me. I was literally surprised कि इतने जल्दी
Thank
हो
you
गया,
so
like
much,
just
guys, for
around 20 minutes.
joining. I
And many of my friends
like it
who
when
gave
you
the interview
interact
today, they
with
were
me.
saying
At
that their
least
interview
we
lasted for
tried
around
to
10
solve
minutes
that
also.
one
So some
problem,
people were there जिनका
although
interview
we
बस 10
failed
minutes
to
तक चला.
solve that.
So it was crazy.
And let's see what happens tomorrow in the exam.
And Jeannie B
Let's
is saying,
see.
Kumar, okay, she's talking to Kumar. Okay, okay, okay.
And I will
So dates of
be
select,
ending
okay
the
भैया
stream
कितने
in
rounds होने हैं? I
5
have answered it.
minutes.
There is only one interview. I think there is only one interview. And can you share your format? Okay, I have explained about my interview experience, how it went, and what the exact format was. And Kumar Gopal Vishwas is saying, I have made a project while watching a YouTube video. Should I say it was a follow-along project? Don't say anything, just master it. Like if you are asked any technical terms from it, you should know that how you made it.
Dumbo.
Okay, even if you're making it by watching it from someone else's tutorial, you
Live
can still say
chat.
that you have made this project, but
Here
you should
it
know that how
is.
you made it, right?
Project idea for 7th sem. Bro, you can ask
I think you should not
ChatGPT.
include that project in resume. It's okay.
Buddy,
Like
are
in
you
my
there,
case, in
Rohit?
today's interview, they did not even like see in the resume, and it also depends on your luck factor. Like most people were saying
Alok,
that the
even I
interview
was
was really
expecting
very
the
hard,
same.
and some were saying that the interviewer was not interested. Okay, like they were ready and prepared, but the interviewer did not ask anything.
Bro, on the interview day, I said कि सिर्फ string based question था और not interested वाली बात जो है ना वो बाकी मेरे जो friends का experience था ना वो share किया था मैंने कि बाकी लोगों से बहुत कम questions पूछे और interviewer was not interested. मेरे केस में interviewer was interested, not expected. He was interested and at the end he gave a positive feedback कि you are good with coding, technical तुम्हारा अच्छा है and you will get through it. ऐसा उनने बोला था इंटरव्यूअर ने तो आई वाज हैप्पी एंड एक्साइटेड कि यार अच्छा रिव्यू दिया इंटरव्यूअर ने बट इन केस ऑफ माय फ्रेंड्स दे वर सेइंग कि बहुत ही शॉर्ट इंटरव्यू था 5 to 10 मिनट्स का इंटरव्यू था और इंटरव्यूअर ही इंटरेस्टेड नहीं लग रहा था सो इट वाज with my friends not with me okay my phone is dead now
Kumar Gopal Vishwas is
but we have come so far in the last month I could not be consistent but from now in my case the first question was introduce yourself then he asked me about my project what project I made on matlab which projects I have worked on and what difficulty I faced while working on those projects मतलब second question समझ लो इसको पहला introduction दूसरा projects के बारे में प्रोजेक्ट्स के बारे में ज़्यादा डेप्थ में नहीं गए। मैं खुद से ही एक्सप्लेन कर रहा था, जितना एक्सप्लेन कर रहा था, जितनी भी डेप्थ में मैं जा सकता था मैं गया अपने एंड से। तो लाइक आई एक्सप्लेन्ड थॉरोली, मतलब मेरा जो प्रोजेक्ट था ना वो बहुत ही मतलब थॉट आउट प्रोजेक्ट था, कि मैं बहुत टाइम से सोच रहा था उस सेम प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में, और जब मैंने बनाया तो मेरे पास बहुत सारी चीज़ें थी बोलने के लिए, तो मैंने सब सब बोल दिया। Around 5 to 7 minutes I took while explaining about my project. First 2 to 3 minutes were about my introductions, then 5 to 7 minutes were about my project, and the remaining 10 minutes I was solving that coding problem that I had shared with you on that live stream, जिसमें I had to just check if a string is a palindrome or not without using any inbuilt method. इतना था सिर्फ। और वो चेक पैलिंड्रोम वाला प्रॉब्लम मतलब इतना डिफिकल्ट है नहीं एक्चुअली, बट एट दैट टाइम आई वाज कंफ्यूज्ड कि एम आई यूजिंग द करेक्ट मेथड टू रिवर्स द स्ट्रिंग और ब्ला 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 कैरेक्टर अरे में कन्वर्ट कर पा रहा हूँ मैं, और सही से यूज़ कर पा रहा हूँ या नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ। मैं सेल्फ डाउट में था जब इंटरव्यूअर मेरे सामने है और मैं कोड लिख रहा हूँ, तो आई वाज जस्ट डाउटिंग माई सेल्फ कि ये कोड चलेगा या नहीं चलेगा जो मैं लिख रहा हूँ। तो इट वाज लाइक अ डिलेमा। ओके, इट्स 1:30 एंड आई एम एंडिंग द लाइव स्ट्रीम। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग एवरीबॉडी। गुड नाइट, टेक ब्रीथ, ओके, बाय बाय। वेयर इज द लाइव स्ट्रीम and do you, but at the end you solved or not? I solved, that is why I got shortlisted, buddy. I had I had shared the exact code that I had written in the interview on that live stream. Let me show you. Like I could solve it, but I was doubting myself before running it कि कुछ गड़बड़ तो नहीं हुई, कुछ syntax error तो नहीं हुआ, क्या ये चलेगा क्या ये नहीं चलेगा। I was doubting myself before running the code in front of the interviewer कि अगर मैंने कोई बहुत सिली सी मिस्टेक कर दी तो क्या मैं रिजेक्ट हो जाऊंगा। Things like that were going in my mind. That is what I'm telling. Whereas I just gave my Capgemini interview, and this is the exact code that I had written in my
but why they
interview.
have not asked HR question?
This is it. सबसे पहले तो he said कि you can't use any inbuilt method or function. So उससे भी पहले ही सेड कि नोटपैड पे कोड लिखो। तो आई हैव मतलब मैंने नोटपैड पे कोड नहीं लिखा है यार, कौन कौन फेमिलियर होता है नोटपैड से, आई हैव नो आइडिया। तो आई आस्क्ड हिम के कैन आई राइट कोड इन वीएस कोड, सी ही सेड के ओके यू कैन राइट इन वीएस कोड। मैं वीएस कोड पे आया, वीएस कोड पे लाइक कोड सजेशन को ऑफ किया। उसके बाद में मैंने ये रिवर्स स्ट्रिंग के नाम से लाइक क्लास बनाया, फाइल बनाया, फाइल को सेव किया। अच्छा, रिवर्स स्ट्रिंग का कोड था लिखने को, सो आई हैड टू रिवर्स द स्ट्रिंग। और देन आई आस्क्ड कि मुझे इन लाइक इनपुट यूजर से लेना चाहिए या फिर हार्ड कोड करूँ मैं स्ट्रिंग को। तो ही सेड के विच एवर सूट्स यू, तुम्हें जो सही लगे वो तुम करो। तो आई क्रिएटेड अ स्ट्रिंग नेम्ड हर्षित, then converted the
Because in my introduction,
string into character array and then applied the जो मतलब रिवर्स करने का मेथड जो होता है ना, एरे को रिवर्स करने का जो सिंपल मेथड होता है वो अप्लाई किया, आई रिवर्स द एरे। अब आफ्टर दैट आई वाज फीलिंग लाइक ओके आई डिड दैट कोडिंग क्वेश्चन। While you writing code you explain line by line or not? No, I was not explaining, I was just writing code. I was getting confused, पहले मैं कुछ और करने की कोशिश कर रहा था, then somehow I ended up solving it using two pointer approach and solved it. And after that he said I'm satisfied and the interview is over. He didn't even ask a single question about my code that you have written something wrong or right or something else. After I was complete, I was done writing my code, he said do you have any question? I'm done with the interview. And I asked him ke how I performed or something like that. So he said ke okay, you are good technically. He appraised me. So that is why I was on cloud 9 expecting 5.5 LPA, but the reality hit. And here we are ranting about it. अच्छा ठीक है 1:30 हो गया है tomorrow I have my exam so I'm ending the stream and please join me from tomorrow क्योंकि कल से regular coding करेंगे and we will continue that 100 days of code challenge. अभी जो 45 days of code था उसको 100 days कर दिया है and this time we will make sure कि 100 days के पहले पहले we will completely finish that Strivell की A to Z sheet. Around 200 problems are remaining, but all those 200, out of those 200 problems, 100 problems are hard. So they will take time. That is why we need to give enough time for ourselves to understand those hard problems and solve them. But this time I promise that I will complete it before 100 days. And after 100 days, we will continue streaming every single day, coding at least one coding problem. Okay. And thank you so much for joining. Good night. I'm ending the stream. Bye bye.